I guess it looks like everything was not priced in. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a super quick market update. I'm sure many of you guys have seen, obviously, markets are down on the day, but they actually didn't sell off very much. If you actually take into consideration from where the markets opened at to where the markets closed at, especially on the 5-minute time frame, there was really once we broke above the EMA line after the initial sell-off at market open and began to indicate signs of an uptrend, markets formed higher highs and higher lows leading into the close. So technically, yes, if you carried a position overnight from yesterday's close to today, yeah, you're down 1% on NASDAQ. But technically speaking, from the market open to the market close for all of our day traders, QQQ actually went up. And that's with all the updates that we've received so far. And I wanted to quickly provide you guys with a quick little update. I'm sure many of you guys have already heard, but supposedly there was a fire near the U.S. consulate in Dubai has been fully extinguished with no injuries reported. Dubai authorities reaffirmed their commitment to ensuring everyone's safety and security. I've heard from many different sources that there was an attack, but now I'm hearing that it was just a fire. Not too sure, but just thought I'd share it with you guys. On top of that, this was the one that really caught me the most off guard. So first off, even before we talk about that, MSTZ, I ended up closing the day at $6,200 on the day. So again, nothing insane, but just very grateful for it. In today's live trading session, if you guys want to go back and rewatch it, if you're part of my LPP team, if you're not, it's the second link in the description down below. But in today's live session, when MSTZ began to go up as MSTR began to drop, MSTZ began to show signs of a slight resistance at $13 per share. If you look at the 5-minute time frame based off previous patterns, this is a previous resistance range. If you look at MSTR based off previous patterns from the lows that we hit, we were approaching a previous support range. So again, it's not rocket science on why I decided to reduce 50% of my position on MSTZ. I just played with the overbought and oversold levels. That's all. If anything, I mean, I should have sold maybe even more, right? It's now much easier to say now, but BTC found a good support, began to recover. MSTR found a good support, began to recover, and then MSTZ, in the contrary, began to actually pull back. I bought into the dip. It slightly recovered into the close. Nothing crazy, 6,200, and I'm happy with how the day played out. The thing that I wanted to share with you guys is this message from Trump. It says, breaking, Trump says that he is not going to allow banks to undermine our powerful crypto agenda. They need to make a good deal with crypto industry, Trump says. This part just baffles me. Again, and this is where I think a lot of people get confused. Just because I've voted for Trump doesn't mean that I'm not okay with disagreeing with him on different points, right? I think it's very easy and very safe to say that, hey, when it comes down to what's going on in the Middle East right now with Iran, it seems like a lot of Iranian people are celebrating. So it seems like it's good, right? Like what Trump is doing for them and to free them. Again, I'm not Iranian. I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm not going to pretend to know what's best for them. But if they're celebrating because now they feel free, just like the same people did for Venezuela, I would assume that, hey, that's probably what the people wanted. Okay, cool. I support that, right? For this, it just doesn't make sense to me. What do you mean he is not going to allow the banks to undermine our powerful crypto agenda when we all know that Trump and his family, right, his son makes it very apparent. Eric Trump says that big banks are a monopoly that screwed their customers for years and now offering near to zero yields, which is the money that they earn off of interest, right? When you invested into them, and are doing everything to block the crypto industry. There is a mass panic. So the part that just irritates me about this is obviously I'm super biased, right? I am not of support of anything crypto. I think that it's been here for over 15 years. We now have confirmation that Epstein was one of the original investors into the early developments of crypto. And besides all of that, we all know that crypto was used in the black market for a specific group of people, right? Either pedophiles or drug dealers. That's often what it was heard that it was being used for. I've never gone into a store where, again, just a normal store where they're like, yeah, we accept crypto. 15 years later, you're telling me there's no adoption. On top of that, the part that baffles me about all of this is that Trump is saying that they're not going to allow banks to undermine their powerful crypto agenda when there is a direct conflict of interest. How is it that we can point the finger to the other side of the aisle and say, hey, Nancy Pelosi, you should not be trading, when we know that it's not really even her trading, it's her husband who runs a hedge fund. Nonetheless, we're so easy to call out that BS, right? Because obviously there's a conflict of interest there. I think anyone with any common sense can agree that anyone in politics, in my opinion, should not be invested in any individual stock or individual exposure. If they want to invest in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ and it's a diversified basket of companies, sure, right? You're investing into the U.S. economy. You're investing into, overall just the growth of the stock market. I can kind of make sense of that. When it comes down to now Trump and his family being owners, and they're not small owners, they're majority owners of these crypto companies, Bitcoin mining, crypto, we heard about Trump coin, Melania coin. We heard about all these different crypto sectors that they're involved in. Now you're saying that, no, well, this isn't a conflict of interest. Why is it that people are so easy to turn a blind eye on something like this when it's right in front of our face? Why is it so much easier to point the finger just to Nancy Pelosi and to be like, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing, but with what Trump is doing, that is totally fine. It's insane to me how hypocritical people are, especially with Trump. I mean, not just with Trump, they've also done it with Biden. Nonetheless, it really doesn't matter. I wanted to share this with you in the sense of, because we all know he's going to continue to do it. No one's doing anything about it. I guess it's, technically, according to maybe our government, it's not a conflict of interest. I just don't understand how any of this is made legal. How the person in the most powerful position in the world can just a few months before voted into office can create a crypto company, be involved in it, and then all of a sudden become extremely pro-crypto. It's just positioning. And he's not only positioning himself, but his family to amass more wealth. That, in my opinion, is a direct conflict of interest based off of personal gain for him and his family. It's insane. And even to my understanding, a lot of the crypto industry is not even a fan of the involvement of Trump or the Trump family based off of how they've supposedly negatively affected the crypto industry. It's insane to me how blatantly obvious it is now in front of our face. But we'll see. We'll see how things continue to develop. Initially, when this was announced, I know BTC had a positive reaction and then sharply began to give it back. Remember, markets do not like uncertainty. And as of right now, markets are testing a common resistance range. Obviously, we can't predict the future. No one can, but we can always prepare for it. Bitcoin has had a common resistance range right around $70,000 per coin. Again, I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't trade crypto. Never have, never will. But I short MicroStrategy, which is a Bitcoin treasury is what it likes to call itself. If Bitcoin continues to sell off, then so will MicroStrategy. And that's why I pay so much attention to Bitcoin, because if it is at a resistance and there's potential retracement potential, especially as more attacks begin to present themselves, then at that point, I see there to be a possible opportunity based off of risk to reward ratios that, again, can be met as long as direction is favorable. And that's something that we'll talk about a little bit more in tomorrow's live trading session, is as more attacks and if more attacks do begin to present themselves, how they can negatively impact the market based off of the uncertainty that's injecting itself due to the fear of more war. Again, I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. If you guys want to tune on in, second link down below. You guys let me know down in the comments section what you think. Again, do you believe it's a conflict of interest what Trump is doing with crypto, knowing very well that his family is directly invested in the space? Let me know down below. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.